Live. My internet. All right, what's happening, people? I'm not sure. My internet isn't seeming to pick things up as quickly as I would like them to. I'm trying to get everything started over here. But I am glad if you hop on and join me. Thank you so much for doing so. I appreciate each one of you. As I can't even get it to load that I am live anywhere in the world. Sitting around here, my own family subscription isn't popping up that I am actually live. So hopefully I'm out there somewhere and somebody's listening. I seem to not be able to figure out what exactly is going on with my computer. All right, somebody's on watching me. So whoever you are, let me know you're here because right now it's not registering on my own family's computer. There we go. I got one here live. Okay, that's it. Kicking off. What's going on, weight loss warriors, man? I appreciate each one of you that pop in today. Thank you so much for joining me, being a part of my channel. I appreciate it more than you guys could imagine. Thank you again. I know today I wanted to go live because, quite frankly, it's just a situation where, um, the times are so crazy right now, and I don't even really, honest to God, know what is going on with the world. And so that puts a damper on intermittent fasting. What's going on? However, nice for you to join me today. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. And so I wanted to hop on for a lot of different things. I'm sorry the beginning of it was so wonky. I'm trying to get settled, but there's so much happening out there with the world that I think that we're all struggling weight loss wise, and the struggle is real. It's not something that's going to go away. It's something that is something we're going to have to deal with, and we're going to have to deal with for perhaps an extended period of time, which is something that we all don't want to deal with. I can give you some examples today. For example, in my own personal life, I got up and it's pouring down rain outside, and I'm like, okay, well maybe it'll slow up, and I'll get to go on my walk and do my typical day thing. And so I put my kids down, and we started working on schoolwork. And so we've been doing schoolwork about 9 in the morning till about 1 in the afternoon every day. And then I've generally been going on a walk. So I'm like, hopefully it'll stop raining by 1. Well, 1 came, it was still raining outside. So what I did during the day was, in between questions and things, I just kept walking around my kitchen and my living room and walking and walking. And so by the time we were done with homework, I had about 6,000 steps. And then I just went out in the neighborhood and walked for a little bit. And right now I have 9,838 steps, which is extremely low for me. If you guys didn't know that, what's happening, Emily? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you so much. And basically, I still got a couple hundred steps I got to get this afternoon when I get off of here, but that's okay. But it puts a damper in the parade that we're caught indoors, and so my step counts are lower. I haven't lifted weights since they canceled school, what, two-ish weeks ago. And now they've canceled our school year for the rest of the year. So all of these are weight loss hiccups. They really and truly are. And then you go to the grocery store and there's nothing. You can't buy chicken in my area for nothing. The grocery stores are just devastated. I think you guys probably saw it in my last video, but pictures of the empty aisles. Being able to buy things, it's just much more difficult than it previously was. So not only is our food different, our food choices can struggle with that, but we don't have access to the gym. We can't go walking in public areas anymore. So all of that is impacting each and every one of our lives as far as fitness, not even to mention how many people are out of work right now. Myself included. They did send an email out that said, hey, listen, we're going to continue to pay you for the rest of the school year. But it said in that email that we're going to navigate what to do beyond that point. So if the beginning of next school year starts off, who knows, man? They're switching now to a lot more online formats and online systems, and I'm not even 100% sure that schools won't start heading that way, or finding out that this is more cost efficient to homeschool kids, and that impacts jobs. And man, is the world tricky right now. So I will say this: if you got questions that I can help you with, drop them over here, and I'm going to get to you. What's going on, you mad bro? What's happening, man? You've been stuck at home all week, working out, working and training on the computer. The fridge wants to be. Yeah. Hey, listen, you mad bro? I think we're all feeling it. I think we are all feeling it. What's happening, Tom? Thanks for joining me. I think it's something that is going to be difficult for all of us. And I stressed it in my last video, but I truly think that it's hard now if you're in the middle of a weight loss journey for these next to get losses. If you're able to get losses, that's awesome. But if you get out of this whole lockdown life, you get out of that with a not a gain, I think you've done a win. And I think that's a big, huge deal. So, just do your best right now to get out of this situation without a gain. And I think that will be a huge, in our schools yesterday got closed for the remainder of the school year. There's a lot of rumors that they're going to put all of Virginia on like lockdown, say don't leave, period. So a lot of unknowns, a lot of weird times. Now, what I would suggest is that you do get as much moving as you can within your circumstances. Another thing that I think that you can do that's helpful that I've been trying to do because I noticed I'm losing my days. When I had to work, it was very easy because I knew I was going to get up and lift weights before work. And then when I got to work, I was going to go through my morning routine and I was going to walk again and then walk either at practice and the different times. So I knew when my steps were. Then when I would get home, I knew when I was going to record YouTube videos. I knew what time I was going to edit them. I knew which days I was going to post them on. And when I kind of got let out of work, now I just have all this time, which you would think makes life easier, but I don't have a system now. So getting the time to walk is more difficult. Helping my kids with all of their schoolwork in the middle of everything I'm doing, and their schoolwork isn't as consistent as my work schedule was. And so, different things are happening at different times. I'm having a hard time figuring out when to record and when to edit. And so, what I'm doing now is listing times and trying to stick with them and saying, okay, well, during this time, I'm going to record. During this time, I'm going to edit. During these times, I'm going to watch other people's videos. And I'm trying to say, well, this time is set aside for schoolwork and this time is set aside for walking. I'm trying to get more of a list of things. And I think that can help, some of you too, to know what you're doing at different times. And then your chances of being able to exercise more or put more effort into that are going to be there. So, and then on top of all of that we've got going on worldwide with our weight loss and our fitness, the channel numbers are diving down, which isn't good either. So I've got to figure out a way to build some momentum back up here on YouTube. I don't know if YouTube isn't promoting it, if a lot of people are just worried about other things other than weight loss right now and they've forgotten about the channel, but the views are going down. So you got the views going down, you got the world shutting down. Interesting times, man, interesting times. But I do know this, that I'm not going to stop grinding. And the more I'm grinding, the better off I'm going to be down the road. And I'm going to keep making it for those people that are watching it. So keep watching these videos, man. Keep trying to share them and get them out there because I'd like to see the numbers head back up in a positive way instead of a negative way. But everything is close to the fridge in a one-room cabin. You're in Arizona, and they said schools might be closed for the rest of the year too. Hey, you mad, bro? That they did it here for sure. They were like, "We're done." Rest of the school year. They actually sent an email out to all of us teachers and said, "You have until a spring break." So spring break was supposed to be not the 1st of April. So not this. Well, let me look at the calendar real quick. Our spring break was supposed to start. The 1 week from now. So our spring break was supposed to start the 6th and it was going to run from the 6th to the 10th. And then, so they sent an email out to all of us teachers and said that from the 30th, till the, what is that? They're going to be, that's the 12th to the 13th. So on the 13th, we had to have curriculums online for all the kids at our school. And then they said, if you don't have a computer, if you don't have a laptop or electronic, please let us know and come by the schools at these time to pick up free ones. So they're giving out for the remainder of the school year laptops to every kid that doesn't have one. And then they are also, the local phone providers in the area have said that they'll hook those devices up with service so they can get online. So the school is really, I give them a lot of credit for the effort they're trying to put in. I know both of my boys are busy with schoolwork now. I mean, from 9 to 1 every day, 10, 11, 12, 1. They're getting 3 or 4 hours. Now, that doesn't count PE and lunches and all the things they do in school. They're getting 3 or 4 hours worth of real busy work a day. So it's weird. It's a weird world to think like, in a way, I'm now my children's teacher. So, that's an interesting thing. So I know 9 aren't really 8 of us aren't really the biggest numbers, but I only see 4 likes. So if you haven't smashed that like, could you please do that for brother, so they could get this information out to more people and let them know that I am live and that this is something that know, I am doing. So if you got a question, drop it, peeps. Let's see here. So you said you wish you had a stationary bike or a step machine. I ended up going on Craigslist before all this, obviously, a long, long time ago, and I went ahead and got what do you call them things? A treadmill. So I do have one. Um, but I barely ever get on it. And now I probably should use it more often, but I don't. Another thing to let you guys know, or another, interesting fact is, I know some of you may know that my wife does yoga, real avid yoga person. She also instructs some yoga and some bar yoga in different classes. And um, the company she works for and goes to classes with, of course, they had to close down. In Virginia, they made a mandatory 30-day no going to the gym starting, I believe it was yesterday, that all gyms, all anything, places aren't supposed to have 10 people or more at a time. So if you really think about that, now Walmart seems to not do that, but restaurants have to count. If there's more than 10 customers, they can't let another customer in. So it's all takeout if they're that kind of way, and so forth and so on. But this hurt their yoga studio. So they've changed everything to like trying to be online yoga classes. So she's now trying to stream yoga and then get her yoga classes in, as well as go walking with me. And I've been taking the boys walking too. My youngest is really taken to the walking. He's enjoying it and seems to be walking with me, wanting to walk with me a lot. So that stuff is going on, but man, it's a tough world. Why don't you guys share some stuff that's going on with you guys over here in the comments, so I can kind of see the differences in you guys' life and in the weight loss journey? Are we still losing? What are the numbers like for you guys right now? How things been the last couple of weeks? Let me know over here in the comments. While we just do a little bit more chilling. But let's see here. You wish you really had a okay, I read that one. It says, it is just your phone. Are you just doing the audio? I missed, don't really understand that, if that was for me or not. Thanks for saying hit the like button. I appreciate it, man. I really truly do. You're still getting video with C-Dub's audio. Are you guys not hearing me? Is that the issue here? I think I'm golden. I'm looking around. It looks like everything's on. If you don't hear me, let me know, please. Well, I guess you can't even hear me say let me know, but hopefully you do. So making a regimented list, I think, will help you. Watching, trying to stay away from the processed stuff still. In the shopping, when I go shopping, I'm noticing that the processed foods are still coming in, so okay, you can hear and see me. Good. Thank you, Emily. The processed foods are still coming in. You can still buy a bag of chips. And to resist against that kind of urge, especially in the stressful time, is just huge. I really do think if you're an OMAD person and for the next few weeks you're bored and you just can't make it all the way to your OMAD, it's okay to do a warrior or a 16 and 8. Just be smart. Try to cut out the snacking. Try to move more. Drink lots of water. Drink water when you are hungry. I think all those kind of things will help you. You've basically been maintaining your weight. I don't think that's a bad thing right now. I really, really don't think that's a bad thing. One thing I want to get you guys' thoughts on this today too, since this is just interesting thing. And now one of the things I've been shying away from talking a lot about the virus. Number one, because YouTube, the one time I put it in a title, YouTube demonetized the video, and they made it so that they won't run ads on it or whatever. I can't profit. They still run ads, but they don't give me any money. It's the weirdest thing. But they put the dollar mark on it because I used it in there, and they're trying to discourage the use of misinformation or whatever it is. So I've been real hesitant, and a lot of other YouTubers real hesitant to try to talk about it because it's instantly going to not get you. It could get you in some trouble. So one of the interesting things about this virus, though, that a lot of people are not talking about is that compounding health issues seem to be something that hurts people, right? So if you are overweight, obese, and you have diabetes and you get this illness, it's much more deadly than it is for somebody that's just at a normal weight. And the more of those things you have, heart disease, sleep apnea, each health issue compounds this to be a more devastating thing. But it's also been said that other weird things factor in too. It seems to be devastating people that vape, which they don't talk about. It seems to be devastating people that have different types of blood. And I don't have that exact information in front of me, but different blood types, it seems to react differently too. So it's really interesting that one person can get the illness and show no symptoms, be fine. They might ache a little bit or lose a little bit of sense of taste or smell, which are two other things that supposedly happen with it. But then, boom, another person it completely devastates. So, there's so much misinformation. And navigating our way through all of that and still trying to lose weight is going to be a difficult situation for all of us. But hopefully, in the near future, that'll all tighten up. You said you've been maintaining for a while doing OMAD. So how's OMAD going? Yeah, you mad, bro? How are you? It's easy. Eating one meal, not a problem. I've done it this whole time. Not even thought once about not eating outside of OMAD. The hard part is the moving around part of it for me personally. And then you said you've been maintaining for a while on OMAD. You went from 310 to 270 to 282. Very frustrating. So did you stop doing OMAD when you made the gain there? Let me know what's going on with that because that's a big gain. And if you went from 310 to 376, still doing OMAD, we've got to have a conversation. So I just want to know if you got rid of doing OMAD or if you kept on keeping on with that. So and then let's see here. You stocked up on some grains. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people seem to be stocking up. It's really weird. The whole thing's weird. It's very unprecedented. The whole laughs out loud. No, not 376. Did you mean 276? I don't know, man. You lost me on that, but very unprecedented, and then very much too, and you guys aren't going to get a whole lot of this. One thing to be cautioned. Yeah, okay, there we go. That makes more sense. My bad. That makes more sense. So you went down to 76, and now you're back up to 2. I got you now. Hey, Granny McDonald, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Well, hey, listen, you're still down, even at 282. You're still down, 28ish pounds, man. That's nothing to sneeze at. So or 30, yeah, 28, yeah, almost 30 pounds, man. It's nothing to sneeze at, dude. Just try not to get higher than you are now. Try to stick through this where you can move a little more, and things will be all right. But one of the things that I want to caution you guys about while I have you today on this live, one of the things that I really wanted to stress is I'm sure a lot of you realize, hopefully the buffering stops. Let me know, guys. But hopefully a lot of you realize that you don't see a whole lot of these intermittent fasting, OMAD, whatever YouTube channels coming out and saying a lot about fasting and the illness. And a lot of you are probably wondering why. Well, that's a two-part situation there. one, YouTube has made it clear to its content creators that it did not want you talking about it unless you were a medical professional that has the right knowledge. They don't want you spreading misinformation. And so that's a big part of that. As a matter of fact, even though I haven't mentioned it in this video, they will probably catch it along the way. And this video will be demonetized because I talked a little bit about it. But I wanted to make sure that you guys know that if you find or you stumble across a channel that says that fasting is good or fasting is bad during this illness scare, I just want to let you guys know that we don't know that. They don't even really know anything about the illness. And that's the reason why people are being so worried about it. It is brand new. There are no testings. There's no studies, and they don't know how it reacts to being fed versus not being fed. And anyone that says they know the answer to that is not telling you the exact truth. So just keep that in mind. That the video that I did with the 48 hours, that's hard science. It says your immune system dips around the 70-something hour mark. Definitely 48 hours is okay fasted. But you have a dip in your immune system, but your immune system strengthens on the other side of it. So it's a kind of a catch-22 there. But if you are going to go into the long-term fasting, you want to make sure you're not around people right around that 70-something hour mark until you eat again. And then your immune system will be back stronger than it was previous to it. So those are just some things that I wanted to let you know, that generally speaking, viruses die off when they are fasted as far as fed, but that does not mean that this one does. And so we don't know. It's too new, and each one is different. And so if someone is telling you, oh yeah, well, if you intermittent fast, you won't get this, that's not true. And if someone is saying, well, okay, if you do intermittent fast, you are going to get this, that's not true either. So just keep in mind that it's all new information, and anybody that's going out on a limb there is just looking for views. They're not feeding you the truth. So you said, Joe, what's going on, man? You said C-Dub still doing OMAD, started at 310 down to 240. My man, you're getting there, dude. 70 pounds. You've been doing OMAD since January. Wow. So man, 70 pounds. You've been crushing it, my brother. 70 pounds. Proud of you, man. That's good stuff. So Joe, let me ask you this. During this last little bit of we're not supposed to be going out and gyms closing and everything, breaking down, how has it been for you? How has it been for you to navigate your way through this? While he's coming up with that answer, I also want to mention to you guys that I said at the end of the last video that I want to get back and I want to interview more people. And I do got an interview tomorrow. I do believe that's scheduled up. So that's good. Hopefully I'll post out, and then I'm going to be getting up with OMAD Caroline soon. So that's another interview coming up this way. And then I'm going to try to schedule more and more of them. I know I also talked with a couple other YouTubers about maybe doing a couple of collabs coming up. So hopefully in the next few months, I can entertain you guys with some of that stuff. I know that for me personally, now some viewers don't like the interviews, but for me personally, I like watching them, and I think a lot of my viewers do like watching them. So I like to bring those people on and just kind of hear how fasting's going for them during these times. So I look forward to seeing that tomorrow. The guy I'm interviewing's had a lot of success. He's lost a lot of weight. He's done really well, and it's been really good for him. So that's good stuff. So, all right, let's see what goes on here. You said you wanted to do OMAD, but 2.5 days. So what do you do? I don't really understand. You've been taking metformin for 2.5 days. What do you do? Is that you can't take it on an empty stomach? Okay, that's a good. The second part of the help me out there. Granny McDonald, listen. The one thing that I would say is if you got to take it, I would try to make it within 8 hours of your OMAD meal. So let's say you're going to eat at 6, then don't eat it any earlier than 10. But if you can take your medicine at 10 with maybe one granola bar, you're going to move your insulin slightly, or you can do it with some fats too if you want. You're going to move your insulin slightly, but because you're eating such a little amount, what's going to end up happening for you is you're going to barely bump your insulin, and you're going to be able to get back to baseline really quick. So is it the ideal situation? No. Is it technically If you want to make it a super technical sense, is it doing OMAD? No. You're not quite doing OMAD. You're missing the OMAD by a little bit there. But in the reality of it, in the real application, the real world there, you're still only eating one time a day. And that little bump in insulin with the little calories of one little granola bar isn't going to make a big deal, and it's going to make your stomach feel better. Don't eat a full meal, just have a small snack. Eat an apple, do something very little. I mean, apples have sugar. Maybe that's not what you want to do. But you get the point. Just have it with a little something, and that'll make your stomach feel better, and then you'll be golden. So I hope that helped you out, and I hope it gave you an idea of something you can do to get that situation going. You said you're headed out to shovel some snow. Catch you. All right, man. Thank you so much, Emily, for going. I wanted to ask Emily, but she's gone now. But it'd be interesting, Emily, when you come back and you watch the replay, if how it is in Alaska, because I don't hear much about Alaska. Alaska is such an isolated place that I don't know if this is something that they're panicking over or something they've been able to keep at arm's distance there. So that'll be interesting. So 13 people, 8 likes. Come on, hit it up, peeps. So I would appreciate it. So lastly, if you guys are looking for some stuff you can do at home, you can do training per body part a day. So you can choose to isolate an area. In this way, you give yourself plenty of time to rest for an at-home workout. So you would do, chest, and then the next day chest with your triceps, and the next day your back and your bis, and then your next day your legs, core, and abs. And then you can just rotate that. And so if you look up weight, non-weight exercises for chest, triceps, and then do those in one day together, take 30 minutes or so of your day and do that. It can help. Like push-ups work your chest and your triceps. So that's an example of it. And then you can do different stuff, and you can also use things like milk jugs and different stuff to do different body parts. Just trying to get up and move more often in this situation where we're in quarantine is something that I think ultimately will help you, hopefully reach your goal. So hopefully that's something you guys can think about doing. Joe, real quick, you said you're still doing OMAD and walking with your family once a day, staying away from everyone. That's all you really can do right now, walking is great. I go walking every day. And there are people out there walking, believe it or not. And I think walking is fair enough because you can keep a far enough distance and you don't have to do much about all that kind of stuff. But ultimately speaking, I feel like I'm doing well. One thing that I really will say here, I previously said too, but I will stress a little bit, is that I feel like knowing that I am in better shape now than I was 2 years ago, and I have a much better chance of withstanding whatever illness is in front of me, definitely makes me feel better about myself and my situation. So I'm happy for that. I feel blessed for all that good stuff. And moving forward, hopefully I can figure out what the hiccups are on the channel. I don't know why the numbers dropped, and YouTube isn't promoting me anymore either, which is really strange. When you go into your analytics, YouTube used to show, like, let's say they would put my thumbnail in front of 10,000 people. Now it's like 2,000 people. It's like, what? Why is YouTube not telling people that I'm making videos anymore? It's just a weird, strange phenomenon that's going on. Maybe every channel gets it, but we'll see. And as we kind of move forward with it, hopefully I'll get a better grasp of what's going on. 2 times a day you take the metformin. Well, can you take one at 10 in the morning and one with your meal? And the one at 10 in the morning, eat with a granola bar, and the one with your meal, eat with your meal, and you're golden. You're golden. And it's just going to give you a little bump. And I'm telling you, the bump will be this big on your insulin. Don't worry about it. It's not going to make all the difference in the world. And it'll help you feel better, and it'll help your stomach. If I had a major surgery and I had the medicine was making me sick, that's what I would do. What I would do is take it in the morning, and I would keep it within an 8-hour window still of my food. I would eat very teeny little whatever I could to make my stomach just feel better. And then I would eat my standard meal. And I'd probably cut my standard meal back 75% of what I would normally eat. I'd probably eat 75%, cut 25 out of it. And then that way I know navigating through that, I'm going to be okay. So, anyways, weight loss warriors, man, you guys are still amazing. And those of you that have made it through all of this madness and still watching the channel, I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Hopefully YouTube will get me back out there and put me in front of people, but I'm going to be still doing some exciting things and trying to upload as often as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and pop off of here right now. I appreciate you guys watching it today. Make sure if you're watching the replay, you hit that like button for me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being a weight loss warrior. I don't know what video I'm going to throw up right here, but I'm going to throw one up for you guys later, and my face will be right there. Click on it and subscribe.